The ego wants control. It wants to feel like it's in charge. It wants to feel safe ultimately. And so one of the ways that we will stay in our egoic mind and self is through doing the same things, even if there's a deeper yearning and calling from, we can call it our intuition, our higher self, our soul, that is inviting us forward, and the ego will keep putting the brakes on. It's so common for us humans to crave that sense of security through belonging, through acceptance, through feeling like the people that we are around, whether it's our family, our peers, our colleagues, that we have a sense of approval. And this is one of the blockages, really, of living authentically and of stepping out of hiding, stepping out of withholding our truth, our voice, our self-expression. And this is what gnaws away at us year after year, decade after decade. And this is why I believe one of the major reasons we have so much anxiety and depression in our culture is because we've literally cut ourselves off from our deeper knowing, from our true nature. So that sense of belonging and the illusion of safety in belonging and being accepted and thinking the way that the people around us think and doing the things that the people around us do, it will block our growth, it will block our evolution, it will in essence block our true happiness and joy and our ability to know who we are, why we're here, and to be living that dharma, to be living that purpose. So this idea of rocking the boat in our own life is so crucial. And rocking the boat doesn't mean we're just going to go around and be a dick and wreak havoc everywhere. It might, but for some of us, rocking the boat might be being quiet, literally going into deeper silence. Rocking the boat might be calling up that friend and saying, hey, what happened between us that things are different now. Rocking the boat might be making that painting. It might be exposing yourself publicly with your true voice. It might be speaking to that family member that you haven't spoken to for years. It's going to depend on you. It's going to depend what rocking the boat feels like. When I was in it must have been grade 5 or grade 6, I remember we were going to, as a choir, our class choir, going to sing that John Lennon song, Imagine, which I loved so much. I thought it was so beautiful. I was so excited that we got to sing like a real song that felt cool and beautiful and uplifting. And then this one woman's mother came to the school and said, there's no way that the kids can sing this song because they were very religious and it said something about imagine no religion. Now, at the time, I knew in my bones that what John Lennon, my interpretation of what I thought John Lennon was saying, was not about your religion's wrong and shut it all down. It was a greater, deeper meaning of oneness, of non-duality, of look, we are all one. We all have hearts and emotions and we all suffer. And can we just see that we all want to be happy? We all want to live a life of contentedness and peace. And so I remember at such a young age feeling so fiercely angered and also in a way helpless because I couldn't speak up against this woman's mother, and really advocate for myself or for the class or for anyone who really wanted to sing that song in the choir. But I felt a sense of injustice. I felt a sense of like, but you don't get it. You don't get it. And there have been moments throughout my life of wanting that incident was, I think I wanted to rock the boat and didn't have the capacity. And then in grade 8, we had a grade 8 graduation, and our grade 8 graduation, people dressed up, and I don't know how this even became a thing, but this one woman's mother became adamant that nobody wear like strapless dresses without straps. It's so funny now. And I didn't necessarily want to wear a strapless dress, But I wanted to be able to choose. And so I actually did go to a meeting and fight for that. And it got shut down, and, the scandalous no strapless dresses was instated for our graduation. And you know who turned up in a strapless dress? No, it wasn't actually me, because I didn't want to. I found a really cool orange, bright, vibrant dress that my friend lent to me. The girls, the girl who showed up in the strapless dress was the one whose mother was adamant that no one should wear a strapless dress. And again, I just remember feeling like, this is so bizarre. And so for me, it wasn't about strapless dress. It was about choosing. It was about choice. It was about, even in grade 8, these youngsters, 13, 14-year-old girls, we get to choose what we wear. So I have many experiences in my life where I've rocked the boat, things that I've done, super radical ways of healing myself that the medical system was overtly against. I've gone and lived in ashrams where my family hasn't necessarily understood me or why, shaved my head, got a spiritual name, done a lot of things to rock the boat, not intentionally, but because those things were true for me. And those were the things that my inner being needed to do. Now, I also have many, many examples in my life where I have not rocked the boat because I've wanted to be acknowledged, be accepted, be rewarded for showing up in a certain way, knowing that if I were to speak that it would be disapproved of, and was so adverse, was so afraid of any kind of conflict, any kind of polarizing topics of conversation, afraid that, oh gosh, what if someone doesn't like me? And you know what? Not everybody likes me. I don't know why not, but apparently not everyone likes me. And I actually don't know who doesn't, but I'm sure there are people, maybe you're one of them, that doesn't like something I say or something I do. And what I've come to know is that we can't live our life for other people. At the end of the day, we're the only ones inside of our own mind, inside of our own life. And it's true, we will disappoint people. I know I've disappointed people. And it's difficult to know that we've disappointed people. But when we move out of that codependent relationship with our family, with our friends, with our partner, with our children, and into a place of sovereignty, then it becomes non-negotiable. It becomes the very thing inside of us to share, to speak up, or sometimes, right, to say nothing, depending on what our truth is. And there's nothing more important or valuable than you being who you came here to be. This is why we're here, to experience ourselves in our wholeness, in our trueness. And it's not going to be pretty. It will be messy sometimes. It will mean we have to disappoint people. It will mean that we go against other people's beliefs, ideas, thoughts, the way people think we should be, or the way people think that we are, when we actually realize it's not true for me. So rocking the boat is essential. And everyone's boat and how they need to rock it is going to be different. And if we hold back, our life will be diminished. Our life force, in fact, our prana, the very energy that moves through us to animate us, will be restricted. And this is the root cause of dis-ease, when we are not being ourselves, when we are not being authentic, when we are not being true. This is the root cause of symptoms and dis-ease. Ayurveda has known this for thousands of years. It's very simple, and it's often very difficult to break out of the mold of conditioning, to break out of the mold of who we think we are, who others expect us to be, and to claim our life and our life expression for ourselves unapologetically, without needing others to think well of us. When we know our intention, our motivation, where we know where our heart is, this is the most important thing. So I'm curious as to your thoughts. Feel free to comment below. And if you would like to rock the boat a little bit more, I am offering a Rock the Boat Immersion where we're going to be diving into the shadow. We're going to be looking at non-conformity as a path of evolution and growth, and the path of illumination. We're going to be looking at how do you really come into the greatest alignment with yourself as your deepest devotion, as your deepest commitment to source, to life, to spirit, to the universe, to say, I am no longer going to tiptoe around my life, around other people, but I'm here to be myself. Sometimes that means making a lot of noise. Sometimes that means rocking the boat. Sometimes that means jumping out of the boat. Sometimes that means getting into the position of captain and absolutely steering the boat of your own life. So if you would like to learn more about Rock the Boat Immersion, it's coming up. There's a link below here. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I can't wait to see you inside this really potent and powerful container where we are going to transform and transmute the energies that have been keeping you stuck, that have been keeping you apologizing for yourself, that have been keeping you in a relationship with your own mind and own inner narrative that is anything less than incredible. So I hope to see you there. Much love and talk to you soon. Ciao.